Alright, boys and girls, and welcome to Gordon Guitar Alexander Stewart. I'm not sure if we had him before here. Yeah, but it deserves some attention here. Great artist, and I'm trying. That's the title of the song. I'm trying to find the title here. I found it. I'm trying. Alright, so let's take a look at this song from Alexander Stewart. Capo set here on the 3rd fret. Alright, so with that we have kind of 5 different grips. We'll not look at the full chords because this is pretty much a picking pattern song. Alright, but we can also use a chord for strumming. It's not recommended, but if you think this is a little bit too plucky or so, and then go for full chords. So anyway, the full chords could be needed for this one, so let's go over them, even if I absolutely recommend to play the picking pattern. We'll look at that later, but first the chords. So starting with E minor, that is open E, second A, second D, open G, open B, and open E. We have the D next. So that is the open D, second G, third B, and second E. C. So that is third on A, second on D, open G, first B, and open E. We have G. So that is third on E, second on A, open D, open G, third B, and third E. And the final chord is the F. So it's a bar chord. You place a bar here on the 1st fret over all strings, and then the rest will be third on A, third on D, and second on G. Alright, so we'll look at the strumming pattern later with the chords we just went through. Now we're gonna learn how to play the picking patterns, and we'll go over the same chords now and look at how to handle them, and then we'll just put everything together piece by piece, verse, chorus, and post-chorus. Alright, so let's go back again to the E minor here, and we'll play this part. Alright, so this is what you need, this grip. So it's second on D string, then open G, and then you're gonna play 3 times of 2 notes alternating. You start with third on E string and open G. That's 1 round, 2 rounds, and the 3rd round. And that is a pattern we're gonna use for all the other chords as well. So second D, open G, and then comes the 3 times alternating of third E, open G, third E, open G, third E, open G. So together, sounds like this. Alright, then we have the next, the D. I suggest that you hold the chord as it is. I do that. You don't really need to actually, but yeah, I do it. It's very convenient. So if you hold the chord as it is, then you play open D, second G, and then you alternate 2 notes now for 3 times. It's the second E string and second G. Second E, second G, and second E, second G. So the D was that's that. Then let's go over to the C. Now you just have to hold the 3rd fret on A string. So this is the only finger you use here. You have to for the picking. You're gonna play this part. Alright, so that is third on A, then open G, and then you go 3 rounds of starting with open E and alternate that with open G. 2, 3. Alright, so it goes like this. Two more chords left. Now the G, we need to go up here to get the high notes there. So this is the position, 5th fret on D string and 7th on the E. So you're gonna play 5th on D, then open G, then 7th on E, and alternate that with open G for 3 times. 2, 3. So slowly it goes like this. That's the G, and the final grip, or based upon the chord, is the F. This is the grip. 3rd fret on D string, 5th on G, and 5th on E. You're gonna play this part. So that is 3rd on D, 5th on G, and now 3 times alternating the 5th E string with the 5th G string. 2, 3. And there you have it. So slowly. So there you have the different picking patterns for each and every chord: E minor, D, C, G, and F. Let's take a look at the verses. All right, so the first verse, you're gonna start with the C, 1, then E minor 1, and D, 2. You repeat that for 3 times in the first verse. That was the second round. Play it in the same way in the third and final. C1, E minor 1, and D2. The verse continues here. The first verse, you're gonna go C1, E minor 1, and now the G2. And then you go back and play another round of the C1, E minor 1. And then you just play a bass note or pick from the D. And that's how the verse ends. All right, so the first verse was like that. The first part, C1, E minor 1, and D2. You play that for 3 rounds, and then you play C1, E minor 1, and G2. And then back again to the original C1, E minor 1, and just 1 pick on the D. That's the first verse. The second verse is pretty much played in the same way. The only difference there is the start up there, C1, E minor 1, and D2. You play that only for 2 rounds, all right? So only 2 rounds, not 3 rounds, and everything else is the same. Okay, so it goes verse, chorus, verse, chorus, all right? So that's how it goes. So now let's take a look at the choruses. They're played pretty much in the same way as well. We're gonna play C1, E minor 1, then the G1, and the F1. And the first chorus you're gonna play for 2 rounds almost, because you're gonna play C, E minor, G, F, and on the second round C, E minor, and G, and then a pause. Okay, so that's the first chorus. The second chorus is played C, E minor, G, F, C, E minor, G, pause, and then you repeat that for twice. Yeah, it's twice as long, so 4 rounds pretty much, where the second and the fourth F is killed. It's just a pause there, so it's 4 rounds in total on the second chorus. After the second chorus comes a post-chorus part there, and it's played in the same way as the chorus is, with C, E minor, G, and F for 2 rounds, and that pretty much wraps it up for Alexander Stewart's I'm Trying. Alright, so that's what I'm feeling, guys. I'm trying my best here in Gordon Guitar. Please support me, subscribe if you haven't yet. Helps me a lot to see the channel grow, gives me motivation to keep on moving. And yeah, feel free to click on this tutorial here if you like it. So yeah, till next time, play tuned.